a great time to be back on BTM Africa. Thank you very much for subscribing, and thank you very much for actually logging on just to check out this particular episode of BTM Africa. My name, as always, is NYDJ. There's no change. Just like basketball will always say, why do you always have to spell everything? NYDJ, BTM Africa. I mean, don't mind me. We are back. This industry has often been said to be one that is male-dominated, and that is the truth, reality. Often you find males doing everything with radio, TV. But when a woman decides to challenge it, get into it, break the status quo, and then become an exemplary person, you ask yourself, who is this woman? She's worth celebrating, and so she is my guest today on BTM Africa. My guest is Naa Klordey Odonkor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BTM Africa. And they just told me 3, 2, 1. I don't know what he wants me to do, but very beautiful guest with me today, Naa Klordey Odonkor. Hello, Naa.
Hi, Nanayao.
How are you doing? Oh, you see, she just made it very known. I mean, only a few people call me Nanayao. So for you to say hi, Nanayao, I'm cool now. I'm cool. I hope you're doing very well.
Great.
You're looking beautiful as always.
Thank you.
What is the secret?
Taking good care of myself, I guess.
Okay.
And then maybe praying.
Praying.
Yeah.
Oh, so when you pray,
Prayer
you become
does
beautiful.
magic. Prayer does a lot of work.
Yeah, I need to be talking to my...
No, fast sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
So you can detoxify your body.
Okay, I get it. Because I was about to go talk to that old woman I know in the village that actually she needs to be praying so that she gets back into shape. But it's great to have you on BTM Africa.
It's an honor to be here.
I mean, for you, somebody that I looked up to, just like I did say in my introduction, the first time I met you was in 2008. I think 2007, 2008, during Focus FM.
That's right.
I don't know if you remember.
I do. I still remember that picture so well.
I tried to be diabolic some time ago, shared it on Facebook and all that.
I know.
And ever since then, the journey has been one of a brother and a sister, a mother and a daughter, a son who loves the mother, kind of thing. But
Okay, son who's been crushing on the mother, that's the word.
nice. She revealed it. Anyway, so Naa Klordey, I mean, we have seen you on TV, we heard of you on radio, listened to you and all that. Would you want to tell us who Naa Klordey Odonkor is?
Naa Klordey Odonkor is a very ambitious young woman, and I always strive for the best, for excellence in everything that I do, in my personal career, in my work with God, being a Christian, in my family life. In actual fact, for me, excellence is a hallmark.
Okay.
If you will not excel or you're not ready to excel, don't start in the first place. That's what I tell a lot of people.
So for you, excellence is something you look at for?
It's a hallmark. It's a hallmark. There's no middle ground. No.
Okay. Now, before you actually looked out for being excellent and getting the excellence you want, people know Naa Klordey as a radio personality, as somebody on TV as well. You are into events. For me, I knew you through radio. So you want to share with us how the radio journey started?
Well, it started back in school as a student of AIJC, now AUCC.
Okay.
So I remember that in September and August, we had to go for our internship. And then fortunately for me, I got Choice FM as my place of internship.
Yeah.
Yes. So I took the opportunity, to go and learn as a student journalist and also be a good one. You know. So when I got the opportunity at Choice, I said, hey, I'm not letting this go. I'll just grab it and make good use of it. So I started from Choice FM in actual fact as a news person.
Oh, really?
Yes, as an intern who have gone in, and basically you go on assignments for news.
Yeah.
So it was there that I developed interest in programming. I said, okay, so it's nice to do news, but I'm not sure this is what I want to do. Especially when you watch the likes of Rudy Kwachi then was at the marketing department.
Yeah.
Adam Lumo Thems. And then Sechi, I remember those squads so well because they were just awesome at what
these are people who have been in the industry for a long time.
For a long time, and they were really perfect. They were awesome at what they do, So, and then getting an opportunity to meet Jessica as a drive time host then at Choice FM. I said, well, if a woman is doing this, I can learn, and be better. So it's been like that.
From Choice FM, I mean, you moved on. And where did you go to?
Well, Choice FM was being student who was learning on the job. So after school, I got the opportunity to do my national service. I remember I was posted to, if I really, really remember, it was some town, Ejura.
Idra.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
The what was
Were
the
you
name of
posted to
the
go
office?
teach?
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. I was supposed to go work at the information service department
Oh, okay.
in Ejura, and so, well, I haven't been out of home, haven't been out of Accra as a student, and so I said, okay, let me go and figure out where Ejura
It
is.
is.
So I came to the Ashanti region, Kumasi, and then I went to the National Service Secretariat. So in the process where I really wanted to find out where Ejura is and where I've been posted to, where I can locate
Yeah.
the information service department, then I met this gentleman. I think he was one of the directors at the NSS Secretariat.
Okay.
Then he said, "Oh, you speak so well. Where have you been posted to?" I said, "Information Service Department, but I'm not sure I want to go there." They said, "Okay, so can I check your form?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And then when he checked, he said, "Oh, okay, so you have a journalism background?" I said,
Yeah.
"Yes, sir." And then he said, "Okay, so how about you going to GBC in Kumasi? I know someone there. I can fix you."
Okay.
I said, "Awesome." I was super excited. So it started from there. Then he directed me to the then director of GBC of blessed memory, you know, Mr. Ishan, if I got his name right, yes. And then I went to meet Mr. Ishan. I introduced myself as Naa Klordey Odonkor. I'm done with school. I'm coming to do service, and I would want to be here. He says, "Okay, if you've been posted here, why not?"
Why not?
So it started. My journalism real career actually started from GBC in the Ashanti region.
Is this something you really wanted to do?
Oh,
Because
yes.
obviously there are people who just find themselves in there. But for you, I know going to AUCC, now known as AUCC, it means that you had something to do with journalism and all that.
Yeah.
But is this something you really wanted to
In
do?
actual fact, it was something I really wanted to do growing up. Journalism was something I wanted to do because as a child, I spent time listening to people like Tommy and Anforsen. I spent time watching someone like Akosia. Is it Akosia Pony? Akosia one?
Yeah, what's your point?
One
think-
lady,
yeah.
back then she was on TV and she used to read the news, you know. So listening to all of those people, I said to myself, and I listened to Doreen Ando at some point
Yeah.
in time growing up. So I said, okay, I'd love to do this. If I get the opportunity, I will do it, you know. And my mom back then once told me that when I was a child, I used to play with my doll and use my doll like a microphone.
A microphone,
you
and
know,
just be speaking
like
to it.
I'm emceeing. So I just fell in love with it, and I really wanted to do it.
Okay, let's look at GBC. Pretty sure at that time too, it was a male-dominated thing. How did you make your way into it? At GBC, were you just there as an intern, or you had a chance to be on radio? Or how was it?
Well, at GBC, when I went to GBC, I was supposed to be in the newsroom because of my background, my journalism background. I was supposed to be in the newsroom, but when the director asked me to go to the newsroom and speak to the head of the news department, I got there. That was Mr. Nsoa. I got there and I said, "Listen, so I've done news before, but I'm not sure that I have interest in news. Can I do programs?" And then he looked at me like that. Who is this young lady who has come for national service and want to tell us what she wants to be, you know? And so, well, he didn't find that offensive. So he directed me to the programs manager. Well, if that is your interest. And I think that it was divinely orchestrated because some of my colleagues, some of my mates back in school also had the opportunity to be at GBC, you know, and do their national service. And almost all of them were in the newsroom. So for you to be at the programs department, I felt that it was divinely orchestrated. And then I spoke to Alola then. I don't know if he's still at GBC.
I'm tempted to think so.
That man was just a blessing, you know. I learned a lot from him. I said, "Sir, please, I want to join your team programs." "Okay, I play mid-morning. What can you do?" I said, "Well, I don't know anything about music. I don't know anything about playing. But if I learn from you, I think I could pick up." He says, "Okay." So he goes on air sometimes, and I follow him. I carry his CD bags. I carry his
so you did that as well?
Oh, yeah, I did.
So it wasn't only the DJs who carried on the Dusty's bag. I mean, Naa Klordey at a point in time had to also carry.
No, it's just nice, you know. You want to do it, so you want to do it. So whatever it takes you to get there, to get the opportunity to do it, you have to do it, you know. be humble, sacrifice and do it and learn it.
Of course.
That's the most important thing, you know. And it doesn't take anything from you carrying someone's CD bag and
Of course, you want to learn, so why don't you just
Exactly,
do anything? And
exactly.
which year are we talking about? Around what time?
That was in 2005.
2005. My
Yes.
producer was then in class 3 or something. He says, no, I was in essence. Don't mind me. That was like 2005.
Yeah, that was in
Now,
2005.
fast forward, it's been like from then till now, like 13 years. From GBC to where? Capital Radio or
No, to
Spirit
Spirit
FM?
FM. Yes.
So you're playing gospel.
Yes, I was. It was actually a free job I went to do at Spirit.
Okay.
So when I was done with my service, I told myself I'm not staying at GBC. I don't know if I can say it, but people say it. You know that bureaucracy. I've been there for too long. So I need to be doing this. You know. And
who's
younger,
this new person?
exactly,
to be
younger
pushed
people
in
were
here?
not getting the opportunity, you know, to explore
Yeah.
and all that. Even though I got an opportunity from Malola to speak about once or twice on air, just because he wanted to hear me, how I would speak,
Sound and
or
speak
how
on
I
the
would
radio.
sound on radio, you know. But I felt that, well, it was a good place to learn, you know, but I really wanted to learn more, and so I had to move on. So I joined Spirit FM, and it was a free job. I actually joined Spirit because I really wanted to master my craft, you know. And Spirit wasn't so much of a busy place back then, so I could combine other things and work at Spirit at the same time. So I took that job as well.
That was a free job.
It was a free job.
I think a lot of people at this point in time never want to sacrifice. They never want to do anything for free. They feel like, yo, I've done this before. If not for anything, you had been at Choice FM, you had been at GBC, learned from all these great people. So, I mean, it was time for you to cash in, but for you to decide and say, no, I still want to master this, so I'm going to do this for free.
No, I felt that I had not learned enough, you know, and of course at that time Spirit had totally gone down and they were sort of trying to rebrand Spirit FM. So I said, well, if I'll be given the opportunity and I would work for free, why not?
Okay.
Because I had other things that I could do that could bring in some
A
small
little,
amount of money, you know.
yeah.
So I said, let me do it.
How many years did you spend at Spirit?
Not years. I think I spent months at
Oh,
Spirit.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, and after that you moved to
I was on Spirit and then I got a call from Capital Radio.
Imperial Broadcasting. Yeah.
We have so much in common.
Exactly, Imperial Broadcasting. I mean, that's where I heard of you.
No.
And Capital Radio.
Capital Radio.
Yes.
It was fun. It was fun. It was a place to grow your talent. It was a place to master your craft. Capital was everything, and Capital means everything to me. So much to me. Because when I got to Capital, there were people who were working, who really knew their job and they were working. But for another person to be sacrificed and you pushed into the limelight, even though I didn't really know how to play secular music because I was coming from a gospel, a Christian background. It was a little difficult. But I think that one thing that actually made me get the nod was how I speak, you know, and maybe my attitude towards the job.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I know it all. I
Yeah.
felt like, hey,
There's
I'm
more to
here, I
learn
want to
and I wanna
learn,
learn, yeah.
you know, yes. And I think that's what Kwesi Asise saw, and then he gave me the job. Hey, big thanks to Kwesi, big thanks to Andy Kem, big thanks to Mr. McNyame, you know, Mrs. Judith Ajiman. It was a real battle they had to fight, you know, to put me there.
To put you in.
Yeah. Because to pick someone from nowhere, we've not really heard about her.
If it was in music, they would say underground.
Exactly.
And then all of a
Someone
sudden,
that
bam, on the prime time show and all that.
Someone that you've not really heard about her. You don't really know how she is going to perform, and then you want to sacrifice your prime time for. It was a big deal.
All these seem to have happened within a very short time, or it was kind of quick, it was easier. That's how it looks like.
But it wasn't.
Exactly. That's what I want to hear. Because a lot of people think that it's easier for people to get on radio, it's easier for people to do that. But what were some of the challenges?
Challenges. Lack of logistics sometimes. The challenge that you would work and then you're being paid some meager amount of money and then you feel like, oh, okay, I'm just starting, so let me be content with it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, that small amount that you're looking forward to does not even come anymore, because
Whoa.
it got to a point at Capital. We worked for like 2 years, almost running into 3 years. Yeah, 2 years, if I'm right, that we were
Whoa.
not paid.
Whoa.
But the enthusiasm was there,
Mm.
the bond was there, that
Yeah.
togetherness, waking up knowing that, oh, there's a certain Lexus Bill, there's a
Exactly.
certain Joseph Kumi, there's
Yeah.
a certain Kuku Aban,
That was a
who
brilliant team. I mean,
who really want to excel, and they will not give an excuse. So there was that urgency,
yeah.
that sense of belonging for you to want to excel on the job. And of course, because he will not let you go. He will not let you do anything, just anything on the airwaves. No,
Exactly.
it was not allowed.
Yeah.
And Capital was a place for professionalism, if I have to say
And I
it.
think I can
Yeah.
attest to that.
Yeah.
At least I experienced it for like three, almost 4 years. So I can really attest to Capital Radio and the experience. Even for guys venturing into the media industry, people tend to say, "Oh, it's an industry for, sorry to say, akushi for, like they live lives that they are into women, they are into that, alcoholism, blah blah blah." And for a woman daring to venture into this, you remember almost all the names you mentioned are guys, guys, guys,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
A lady getting into that, was it tough?
It
Did you ever
was.
have people coming at you? I mean, advances and all that.
It was not really at that time, because at that time I thought that, okay, so she's just one young lady who goes on radio and delivers. She does her job so well, and I'm not sure that at that time I'd really met people. If I say people, like people
Yeah.
who big shots, I
Yeah.
had not. I really had not. I had not gotten that exposure yet at that time. So I think that my only competition was myself, being the best at what I was doing,
Okay.
and then move on, excel and
So
move
even
on.
internally, weren't some of the guys eyeing
Oh,
you and all that?
internally, there would always be rumors, especially when someone loses their spot and you have to be put there. They'll
Yeah.
say, oh, and then she slept with the boss and she has the offer. But for me, I don't care. Once I am delivering, and it is not about that,
Yeah.
and no one is making an advances towards me, but you think that is what it is your problem. For me, getting my results is what matters.
Capital Radio, you went off for a bit, and then
Yeah, when I went off, no, I didn't go off Capital Radio for a bit.
okay.
Right from Capital Radio, I joined KFM.
Yes, exactly.
So it was like in the month, then I joined KFM, or 2 months I joined KFM.
Radio 40 so 29 free now.
Oh no, but it was a right time for me
Okay.
to move, because I remember when I was going to move from Capital, I didn't want to leave, because I felt that I owe Capital so much.
Yeah.
They've invested so much in me, even though there were challenges. But I was grateful, because not all radio stations managers would give you the time and pay
Exactly.
attention
Exactly.
to talent like that, And for someone to discover you
Yeah.
and say, I want to give my all so that that person excel. For me, it meant everything to me. So I had to leave because there were challenges. And Mrs. Judith Ajeman felt that I was a young lady who was
Yeah.
now, growing, and I cannot work in a place where for like a year or two I have not been paid.
Yeah.
How is she going to take care of herself, and all that? So when I told her I'd gotten a job, the first thing she asked in Fanti was, "What show year?" And I said,
That's like a mom who
exactly.
really
She
cares
was
about.
really a mom for all of us, to all of us. And I said, I don't know, but at least Jamestar is the one who's
Yeah,
taking me, so
yeah.
I can trust the person who's asking me to join the brand, or that business. And then she said, "You have my blessing." I remember she cried. Oh, she hugged me, she prayed for me, and then she said, "I have her blessing."
Unfortunately, I didn't have that kind of blessing when I was leaving.
Because you're so much in a hurry to leave.
No. I mean, I was. It hurt that I was moving, but then certain things happened, which actually didn't make me feel sad, or I mean, it made me feel bad, because a certain manager had said certain things behind my back, and said that they even wanted to sack me, and I mean, so many things happened.
Oh.
It had to do with the leaked audio. I mean, something happened in the office. It was recorded. I got to hear. I was like, "Whoa, really?" I think he was hurt that I was moving, and so. But hey, we put that behind us, and we are family now. We are family. So from then, KFM, you did TV. That was Ghana's
2010.
Most Beautiful. The switch from radio to TV, how was it like?
I wasn't
Because
ready for it.
typically in the studio, when you're in the studio, yeah, you don't care about anybody. Yeah, nobody's seeing you. So it's not like today where people go live and stream and all that. You just sit in the studio, you do your thing. Now he had a camera right in front of you, and he had to deliver.
Well, I was looking forward to it, but I wasn't ready for it.
Mm,
But it happened, and I remember when I joined KFM in 2009. It was just within a space of a year that
yeah.
I got a call from TV3, one
Mm,
of the managers. They were like, "Oh, they are in town, and they are scouting for talent." So
yeah.
they happened to listen to my show. That
Mm,
was a mid-morning mix back then in
yeah.
KFM, and they were like, "Who is this bubbly young woman?
Yeah.
Who is so good at what she does? Okay, let's try her on TV. Maybe she would do better."
Better.
And then I got a call. I remember I went to Sunset Hotel.
Yeah.
I met them. And then they were like, "What can you do? Ghana's most beautiful." And I said, "What do you want me to do?"
Exactly.
And then they explained things to me that, "Oh, this is TV. TV is totally different from radio."
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, we like the way you speak and all that, your composure, but you talk too fast."
Oh, okay.
And radio is quick.
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
So they tried me like on 3 counts just to be able to slow down on how I
Yeah.
speak,
Oh.
and they're like, you're brilliant, you're excellent. No script,
Mm,
but I did my intros and all that. Everything they asked me to do, I did
you
it,
did it.
And then they said, "Okay, now we're ready to shoot. So just take your time and talk.
Okay.
If we send to our car and our bosses are okay with it, we would work with you." I said, "No problem." And even at that point, I had not even talked about money,
Yeah.
because for me,
you was
money is
about the
not a
passion
thing.
and you
It's a
wanting to do it.
passion and the opportunity to learn. For me, I say grab every opportunity that you get.
Mm.
Don't let money be the focus.
Okay.
Every opportunity that you get to be your best.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it.
Mm. And TV3, Ghana's most beautiful. You were on there for how many seasons?
For 3 years, from 2010 to 2013.
Mm. And
So 10, 11, 12, 13,
why did you
almost 4.
decide to leave? For me, I heard rumors. I mean, they said somebody wanted the way out, somebody wanted that, and you were not giving as strong-headed as you can be. He said, "No, I'm not giving in." Blah blah blah. How true was that? Because
Oh,
by
people
then,
talk.
somebody will say you were fully ripe now, and I mean, guys will want to have their way.
Oh, people talk. Well, they say for every rumor, maybe there's an item of truth in
Oh, so
it.
that was true.
It wasn't. It really wasn't. But the kind of work we do when you're beautiful and you're intelligent.
It
You
draws
get
people to you.
exactly. And for me, I am moved by intelligence.
Mm.
I get attracted to people who are
Also
intelligent.
intelligent, yeah.
I try to be as intelligent as possible.
Like poles attract.
Exactly. So.
So it wasn't anything to do with somebody wanting
No.
to.
People would always have their own perception. They would want to have their way, but hey, you just have to be strong. So that wasn't the reason why I left TV3.
Okay.
I think I was just done, and it was based on
A
my work
contract.
was on contract based.
Okay.
So once you're done, like every year you renew your contract. If they want you, they'll renew the
Yeah,
contract.
yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, I have been asked to work for like 5 years and then I said no, I'm
You
leaving.
want to
No,
buy out
no,
or something.
no.
Okay. So almost 4 years.
Yeah,
You
4.
came back to KFM.
No, I
Or
didn't.
From then.
No, intermittently I was still doing KFM.
Yes.
You remember?
Yeah.
Because it was, for me, I had to just go on a break for like 5 months or 4 months of radio
Mhm.
and do TV.
TV.
And when I was done, I always
came
came back to radio.
And then Ultimate came your way.
Yeah, I left KFM because you know the story. The
Mhm.
place got bent,
Yeah.
and then of course, James, that was the one who asked me to join because I believe that gentleman, excellent ideas, brilliant
Yeah.
ideas.
I think one of the
and I
best
was
program managers
exactly
the industry has
big
ever
shout
seen.
out to Kwesi,
Yeah.
James Kwesi
Yeah.
Obeko.
I think I never really met him eye to eye. We weren't that cool, but I mean, I admired him from afar.
He's
Yeah.
he's just an awesome gentleman, and one person I would work with over and over and over and over and over again. And he believes in talent.
Yeah.
He knows how to manage talent and develop talent. So when he left, I felt that he was a reason why I joined the company, and it was his idea
Yeah.
to rebrand and build a stronger brand. So if he is not there, why do I waste time? And when he left, it looked like the face.
Things came crumbling.
Yeah, things came crumbling and things were just being changed like that. And for me,
It didn't work
It didn't
for you.
work for me. No.
There are rumors that I gather as well. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm in the industry as well, so I get to pick certain things. But there were rumors as well that, I mean, you guys could be in the studio and then somebody would be coming in, sprinkling anointing water and baptizing you people.
Really?
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Well, nobody ever.
And I heard the manager too, the owner too, was kind of too spiritual and said so many things.
Well,
And
people are spiritual in their own way, but nobody came around baptizing me with holy water.
so you didn't suffer from the holy
Why
water.
don't I baptize myself at
You
home
never got
with
the
my
anointing
prayers?
in the studio.
No, I never. I
Oh.
never. I was not that kind of girl who you could approach
Easily
easily.
approach, yeah.
You know, I from time to time I saw him, the
Mm.
the
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 owners,
owner, you know, and then I'll say hello, and then I'll pass because for me it's business.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I've been taxed to work and
Exactly.
give
So far as you
results.
are
So that's
delivering,
it.
that should be all.
Exactly.
Okay.
Holy water, anointing water. I don't know anything about it.
You never got the anointing,
No,
not
no,
like
no.
Mr. Easy.
I'm
But
already baptized.
okay, first from there you came to Ultimate.
Yes.
How many years have you been with Ultimate now?
4 years.
4 years. Tell us the journey and the experience. I mean the EIB experience.
EIB experience is fun. It's hectic.
Pressure day.
It's everything.
Pressure day.
Too much pressure, man. Too much. A lot of pressure to deliver, you know. But I thank God for the experience I had gathered in time
previous
past,
years,
you
yeah.
know. And I think that Jamestown also made me a very tough person, you know. Yeah. So with all that experience and the exposure, I was ready for it.
Of course, the Ultimate is experience it, right?
Yeah.
So you had experience and then you're bringing all that you had gathered from previous
right,
years
that's
to
right,
Ultimate
that's
FM.
right.
Now, from mid-morning straight to drive.
No, I played mid-morning for like 4 years.
I mean,
so it's not like from mid-morning
exactly.
straight to drive.
That's what you'd been doing on most occasions. You'd always
Yes,
been the voice in the
yes.
during
From
the mid-morning.
Capital,
Exactly.
KFM, Ultimate mid-morning.
So moving to the drive, I know it's not been that long, but how's the experience on the drive? How different is playing the drive from playing the mid-morning, which had been more like your very comfort zone, a very easy zone for you?
The mid-morning was a little laid back,
Yeah.
you know, and it was in the morning, so you would always have your best self, you know, because naturally you've psyched yourself up that I'm going to work.
Yeah.
So it works perfectly. But getting on the drive, it requires a lot of energy, you know, and a lot of motivation. You
Yeah.
have to motivate yourself
Yeah.
enough to be on the drive. And the drive belt is no joke.
No joke.
It's no joke at all. It's no joke.
What
No
makes it
joke.
a no joke? I mean, kind of thing.
Because at that time, people are not ready for all the, you know, the mid-morning talks
Yeah.
that you've had. People are driving home or people are getting ready to drive home. So they don't need that boring talk.
Yeah.
They don't need that long talk. They don't need that unnecessary talk.
Yeah.
You know, so you just have to get them in the mood. That's why I say it's no joke. And at that time too, don't forget it's a prime time.
Exactly.
And people are putting their money, their cash in there.
Yeah.
So you cannot be on it and play. No. People are advertising there because they want results.
Exactly. Because
And
that's
you
when
must
they know
give-
people are really listening and all
Exactly.
that.
So you must give results. You must give them results. Whatever it takes, give them results.
Competition. I mean, in the Ashanti region back then, or for some time now, the feminine voice on radio had to do. If you're talking the two top or the best two, you look at Naa Klordey and look at Anita of Love FM. And you guys, or should I say, you women, were all playing at the same time, mid-morning and all that. Did that ever occur to you that, yo, there's competition, I mean, I need to beat her to it? Did that ever occur to you?
No, never. For me, I don't believe in competition. I believe in being your best.
Okay.
You know, and nobody is perfect. You know, the little steps that you take in becoming a better person, that is all that matters. And for me, I had listened to Anita back then when I was at GBC, because there were times that I tune in
Yeah.
to love and listen, you know. And this is someone who's done the work for a long time, more like a household name in the Ashanti
Exactly.
region. So you just look at the loopholes and how you can beat the person to it, and that's it.
Okay.
Being best at what I do,
Are
but
you
not
friends?
but not to necessarily compete.
Are you
Yes,
friends?
we are friends.
Really?
For some time now, we hadn't really been in touch with each other. But I remember back then when I was at Capital,
Yeah.
we used to swim together.
Okay.
Anita knows a couple of my cousins, and I also know
great.
a couple of the family. Yeah.
So it's not like you guys
No,
don't
there's
meet
no
eye to eye.
strife, nothing at all.
Because at a point, I gathered that no, you guys were never meeting eye to eye, and that just because you are on opposing brands. And back then, Capital Radio and Love FM were the two biggest urban
Mm,
frequencies.
mm,
And so if you are doing those here and the other parties doing that here,
mhm.
of course you are.
No. We've been cool friends. There were times that we actually ate fried yam together. I
Mm,
remember. There were times
interesting.
that we went to the pool together to swim and all. There were times that we spent a little time to play
Okay.
snooker and all that. So we've we've never been at loggerheads.
Mm,
And now Anita is a married woman.
of course.
And of course, now all of us have a lot of
Yeah.
responsibilities on our hands. So
Yeah.
it's
No
not,
time for
but
you to have this kind of
no,
petty
no. I
petty
remember the
stuff.
last time we met was at the VGMA's academy
Oh, okay,
meeting.
voting,
Yes,
yeah.
voting.
Yeah. What is the weirdest news? All throughout this thing, I've been saying, I've heard that. What's the weirdest thing you heard about yourself that made you go like, Jesus Christ? Why can somebody ever put this up or cook this?
The weirdest thing was, I remember some time back, years back, I was called for an interview at Capital.
Mm.
And I remember very well, that interview, I didn't want to go.
Why?
I didn't want to go because I had taken time to listen to the show, and I felt that the content,
Mm.
the content was not a sort of show that I really
You would
wanted
want
to
to
be
host.
a part,
Okay.
be on,
Mm.
But after talking to my PD back then, Mr.
Yeah.
Odum, Frank Odum, was like, oh, just go. Capital is your home.
Yeah.
And then knowing again that once you go on another platform, you're directing traffic
Exactly.
to the station. So I had to consider all of that. So I sacrifice my evening and I go on an interview. And then the host asked me, so in Ghana, as far as radio is concerned or journalism is concerned, who do you look up to? And then I mentioned Jessica's name. I said, oh, she's one awesome talent I've been listening to. I listened to Doreen. I mentioned a lot of names.
Mm.
But I find it so weird that people will sit down I don't know whether just to get attention to them or what, that you sit down and you write a story with a screaming headline that Naa Klordey cries out, I'm not a lesbian. I still have this headline in my head. I will never forget.
Bro.
And you see, the funny thing is that there were people who listened to the interview.
Mm.
When I was going for the interview, there were people around who would listen to the interview. And they listened from beginning to the end.
Yeah.
And I never mentioned anything like that. I was not even asked anything of that sort.
I was about going there, like, were you asked about anything?
So you do a screaming headline, and then they even go ahead to quote some personality I don't even know.
Whoa.
I had not even mentioned the person.
Mm.
And then they said, okay, internationally, who? And I said, oh, I watch a lot of DSTV.
Yeah.
And for me, being on radio, it's nice to be fun
Yeah.
and funny sometimes. But I feel that sometimes I'm too hard on myself and I'm unable to bring that fun part of
you.
me.
Yeah.
But I watch Ellen DeGeneres, and she's always bubbly, she's
Yeah.
exciting.
Irrespective of how old she is, she's still
able
always
to
that
wow
exciting
the
person.
crowd, and they are all, grounded, laughing.
Yeah.
I would love to pick something like that from such a person.
Mm.
Then you put your story together. I felt that it was so bad, and honestly, I told myself that I will never go on a show on Capital Radio when I'm called for an interview. I will never.
Wow.
I vowed to myself that I will never. But I don't have problems with Capital because Capital actually gave me the opportunity to grow my career. But to sit on a show and then you concoct stories, sometimes I just don't get
But
it.
did
Why?
you blame them, or perhaps at times we put some of these blames at
No,
the back of bloggers and
I
who
don't.
also want to just create anything?
No, I don't see why. Well, people would love to do negative stories, to sell their site or their blogs. But when people do good, let's learn to praise them. Let's learn to appreciate them. Don't wait when the person is dead someday and then you come and say all the nice things about the person. If you have to celebrate me, do it now, not when I'm gone.
If you want to celebrate her,
But one thing
do
my
it
boss
now.
says, don't worry. I showed it. I remember I showed it to my boss back then, my brand manager,
Yeah, because I think that was
and
very
then
damaging on a brand.
my brand manager, and then I showed it to my PD back then. And they were like, calm, keep calm. At least you went for the interview, we listened. You didn't say anything
Yeah.
like that. And then they said, oh, relax. Sometimes they say bad news or bad stories sell. So just enjoy it. But once I don't say anything about it, because you not even call me for me to speak about it.
Exactly.
You know. A lot of people, and you see, the funny thing was that the headline was so much of a screaming headline, but when you read the story,
content, yeah.
the content, I didn't say anything like that.
The headline was "I'm not a lesbian."
It was so crazy. But hey, it's in the past.
Yeah,
let it go.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. All right,
The
guys.
future is what matters.
Yes. So it's been interesting speaking to Naa Klordey Odonkor, Ultimate FM, now the host of the Drive Time. And of course, like you said, the drive time comes with so much energy, and there are times you need to dirty yourself. I mean, let people have fun on the drive, unlike the mid-morning where you have to be calm, collected, and inspire people. On the drive is different. You seem to be a very religious person.
I'm not religious.
So you are spiritual?
I'm spiritual.
You are spiritual.
Yes, I try to be. I'm building myself gradually.
Okay. I gather that you want to get into ministry at a point in time.
Oh, not at a point. Someday I think I will. Because, hey, when you know the word of God about you and the calling is there, you don't play.
So you've been called?
You prepare yourself.
Whenever Jesus calls, you pick up and say, God, hold on for a second.
We have all been called, but it's just that some of us want to drag our feet, you know. Some of us want to play a little while, you know, before we get in, because we feel that, okay, when I start ministry, I can't do this. When you start ministry, you can't do
BTM Afrika. I'll be talking to pastors
you
and
know?
all that.
So sometimes you just, and sometimes when you feel that, okay, it's a calling, but I feel like, okay, it is not the time. God has his way of, you know, getting everyone's attention at the right time. When he feels this is the time, he will.
But don't you think it's the right time yet?
I am preparing myself.
Okay. You're preparing yourself.
I'm building myself spiritually.
All right. She's preparing herself and building herself spiritually. Don't be surprised. I mean, I remember I've said this before. At a point, Lord Kenya was on my show when I told him that, yo, you are going to be a pastor, an evangelist. It turned out to be. I told Lazy Dog back then. He came to my show on Focus FM. I told him that from the way you speak and everything, I wouldn't be surprised if he turned out to be an evangelist. He's now a prophet.
So what will I be?
So maybe I should be telling you who you will be very soon.
What would I be?
You know, the last time I spoke to, he's now Reverend Prophet Opambo. I remember when I spoke to him, I'm like, he says, NY, you remember what you told me? Your calling is on the way. I'm like, hold on. Don't call me yet. Tell God not to call me yet. I'll come through, but not now. But it's such a brilliant thing. I mean, when we know about you, we get to know, okay, yes, I did this, I went through the school, I did that. People get proud and are able to associate with you. Working with brands and all that, how has it been? I mean, people come to you and say, we want you to be the brand ambassador, we want you to do this. How is it like? How does it come to play?
Well, it's a task, and you have to be ready for it. Because if you're preparing yourself for something, for me, I say don't wait for the opportunity. Always prepare yourself so that when the opportunity comes, you can just grab it and make good use of it. So, working with brands, brand positioning, and working for brands, it's not easy.
Exactly.
It is not
because
easy.
you became a brand on your own, and then you had to work for other brands as well.
It's not easy. It's not been easy.
It's not been easy.
Yeah.
What's been the least amount anyone ever approached you for? I mean, to work for as a brand.
We're not talking about this.
I'm not going to. Yeah, I know, but I mean,
good money. Everybody wants good money, so good money.
Has there ever been a brand? I mean, something you turned down and say no, go top up or something?
No, never.
Never turned down any.
No, never.
Because they come in with a good cash already.
Yes, but if I don't want it or I feel that I cannot do it, I can't do it.
What will make you turn down an offer?
When I do not believe in the brand or the vision of the brand and mission is not so clear to me.
Okay. That's what will make you turn it down.
Yeah.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's been my guest, Naa Klordey Odonkor. But I want to wrap up and find out from her, a lot of young females want to get into radio and all that. There's been misconceptions, there's been perceptions that are created by people. I don't know what exactly makes them say that, but looking at you as an example, what would you want to tell them?
I'd say it's a process. Go through the process. Be your very best and excel at what you do. Nothing comes easy in this life. So go through the process. Be ready. You see, a lot of people, young people particularly, do not want to go through the process. People want to become rich, but they don't want to work to become rich. People want to be famous, but they don't want to be submissive, learn, be humble.
They want to sacrifice.
Go through the process and be famous. We just think that, oh, one day I can just be famous like that. No, but it's a process. And with everything, there's a process. That's why there's birth. And then you grow, into adolescent. You grow into becoming a teenager, adulthood, before you become a granny or a grandpa. So life is all about process. Be ready to go through the process and be ready to sacrifice as well. And be submissive enough to learn.
Okay. Be submissive to learn. She never got here easily. She's had to go through it. She says for her, Mema and Tata. Unlike a lot of people, young people who are coming through and then.
I did not say that.
Oh, so Mema Tata.
What's it for?
I'm a Tata or Kaka.
Oh, as for the pressure, dear, it's everywhere.
Now.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You know, we're having a private conversation before we came on. It's everywhere.
I know.
The pressure is everywhere, but you just have to be disciplined and know what you want, you know.
Looking at how people are driving flashy cars and all that. Yeah, you have your car, you're comfortable and all that, but you could be making, let me manage you.
It's not about the flashy cars, it's not about the flamboyant lifestyle. It's about being happy and being content. And for me, I learned how to be content at a very younger age.
Okay.
Contentment is a great gain, the Bible says. So when you're content with what you have, no matter big or small, you know that life is all about timing. When it is your turn or your season is up, Charlie, you enjoy whatever God has for you. But if you rush, you know, and you want to sit down in the flashy cars, you want to have this, you want to have that, yet you don't have a job, yet you are not ready to sacrifice, you know, Charlie, you crash.
You crash?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you spend time off radio and all that? Because for people, we are always hearing from Naa. We are seeing all the beautiful pictures and everything. I'm pretty sure you spend time with yourself at times.
I do a lot. I love my me time. I am a serious loner to perfection.
Really?
Yeah. Loner by choice.
Okay, by choice.
Yes. I enjoy my quiet time.
Yeah.
You know, that's the time I get to read. That's the time I get to know what's happening. I go out to watch movies. I swim sometimes.
You normally go with him?
I swim.
Oh, you go with him?
Don't forget I'm a journalist as well. I swim.
Yeah, I know, but then...
Oh no, I have a team I swim with.
Okay.
You don't expect that.
So where do you keep him? Because all this while it seems we never...
There's a good time for him, and him is okay.
Okay.
Him has never complained, so...
Him is okay.
He's never
Have I seen him before?
Don't worry. You see the way you were quiet on your wife before you go married? When we also get to that point, we will show him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So there is a him there?
Yeah, when we get to that point, we'll show him.
I just like the smile on your face when we talking about him.
Oh, but love is beautiful.
He makes you happy.
Everybody must be happy.
Oh,
everyone deserves to be happy.
Everyone deserves to be happy. Naa Klordey Odonkor is happy. So for you out there, it means we can't take the applications anymore.
No.
I really wanted to take that job. I mean, just sit at the door. Anybody brings the application.
Enjoy your wife's chicken soup.
Guys, it's a wrap. The interview is not about my wife. It's a wrap. Okay, so one thing, before we go, if anybody wants to contact you, I mean, get in touch with you on social media, maybe, you know, they want you as a brand ambassador or anything, how do they get in touch?
Yo, brand ambassador. Yo.
Yeah.
I'm very much active on Facebook, and so the name Naa Klordey Odonkor, 2 pages, public page and then personal page.
Okay.
And then on Instagram is Miss MZ Naa Klordey, same as Twitter.
Okay.
Miss Naa Klordey.
Okay, MZ Naa Klordey.
Klordey.
So for those of you who perhaps have not heard the name before and think it's Asian or Arabic, it is Ghana. So Miss MZ and then Naa is Naa, Klordey is Klordey.
Yeah.
See how I'm able to spell it? Because she's my... But don't mind me. But now, thank you very much for speaking
Thanks,
to us, and
Nanael.
I'm so appreciative. I mean, opening up. I know this is going to inspire a lot of people, a lot of young people, and even people who are in the industry and do not know much about Naa Klordey. Maybe all they see is okay, all the beautiful pictures online, listening to her on radio. I'm sure this is going to make them know that it just didn't start today.
No.
It's been a while. It's taking. You've gone through the process,
Mm-hmm.
and so when you are celebrated or when you enjoy today, it is worth it.
Yeah.
Any final word you want to share with all those who are watching us from around the world?
Final word, whatever you find your hand to do, do it with all diligence and be the best at what you do. Don't compete with anyone. No. Be your own competition. And when you do that, you would excel.
All right. Thank you very much for
You're
speaking
welcome,
to
Dana.
us. All right. So, guys, that's been BTM Africa, and my guest was Naa Klordey Odonkor, radio personality. She's been on TV as well doing it. And, hey, she's into other businesses, which maybe that one, we'll talk about it later and push it out there and let you know what businesses she is into so you get to support. But she's been a fine talent and continuously helping other people. Great heart she has. And so we end it here, but thank you very much for watching. We want you to subscribe to our channel. Just get down there and subscribe. And remember to share this particular video with friends. Let everybody get to see who this great personality is. And thanks to Vienna City for actually hosting us here. And thanks to my official producer and photographer and videographer and everything, who was in class 3 back in 2005, 2003. And I know say to Tubos, we are grateful. Guys, log on to nydjlive.com as well and check out all the latest celebrity news. We do not do the copy and paste, and we do not do the other things that people like, the controversial ones. We are not into that. Check us out. Thank you very much, and catch you some other time. My name is NYDJ.